Hi, my name is Kristin and this is Kristin Kraves Books. So it's this new year, but it's the same me and I'm coming at you with a book haul. A lot of these I did get from friends and family for Christmas. They know that the weight of my heart is to go to my wish list and pick a book, and that always brings me so much joy. My mom always says, how boring sitting there watching you open book after book, but that is what I love and I'm here for it. Then a few of these were gifted from publishers, things about myself, stuff like that. But first we will start with, obviously, Santa got the memo that I am trying to read, or have to read, all of the Spitball finalists this year. I think I have until April. So I was gifted the ones that I was interested in owning physically, and I will show those to you first and let you know the ones that I've read already. Give you a little sneak peek to the vlog that should be coming out really, really soon. So the first three are the ones that I read. Small Miracles by Olivia Atwater, who I actually have another book by Olivia Atwater in this haul that I'm really excited about. I think she has the potential to become a new favorite author. And this is the story about a fallen angel, and it's kind of cozy fantasy and it's fun. Then I have Scales and Sensibility by Stephanie Burgess, and this is a Regency romance with dragons. I just finished this the other day, right before New Year's, I believe. It was my last book of 2022, good way to end. And A Touch of Light by Thiago Abdallah. This is so out of my comfort zone, very high fantasy, lots of action scenes and stuff, but I thought it was well done. So those three will be coming in a vlog very, very soon. Then the last book you can expect in that vlog I've just started, so not as soon as I may have led you to believe, but this is The 13th Hour by Trudy Skies. I am not far enough into this to have an opinion yet, but I also have the audiobook downloaded, so hopefully I can get to that one soon. This is the one I'm least sure about. This is Mysterious Ways by Abby Evans. And then the one I'm most excited about is Miss Percy's Pocket Guide to the Care and Feeding of British Dragons by Quimby Olsen. This has all the dragon vibes that I want. I am all about the cozy. I think this is gonna fit the bill, so I'm so happy to have all of those Spitball books. I then got 2 sequels, and I am determined to make 2023 the year that I read sequels. I say this every year, but it's gonna happen this year because I actually have a plan for it. I am tracking my reading through Allie from the hardback order spreadsheet, and I think that's gonna be helpful for me. It does have a series tracker in there, and I'm already on the 3rd book in a series right now, so hoping this helps. But I do have 2 that I know I will get to this year. The first one is Heart of the Sun Warrior by Sue Lynn Tan. This is the sequel to Daughter of the Moon Goddess, which almost made my best books of the year. I kind of forgot to include it. It was almost there. I should have said it as an honorable mention, but I loved that book. This is very whimsical writing. Technically it is adult, but it does have some YA elements to it, but it's beautiful. I think this is a book that a lot of people adore, but it does get mixed reviews. But I've heard that if you love the first one, you're gonna adore the second one, so that makes me excited, and this cover is everything. The next one, I wasn't sure that I would ever get to this, but now that I own it, I guess I have no choice. And this is Valor by John Gwynne. Malice is a book that I enjoyed while I was reading it because it was new for me, but it hasn't stayed with me. Then we had the live discussion with my BookTube friends, and a lot of good points were made. We all seem to have mixed feelings about it, but I did like the way that book ended, and I think the series has a lot of potential. I know a lot of people say it gets better, but then Cassidy from Covers with Cassidy is continuing on the series. Malice is one of her favorite books of all time. She loves that book, and these aren't holding up for her, so that makes me nervous. I'm hoping in this case that Cassie and I have opposite opinions and that this series just gets better for me, but this is huge. How many pages is this? 650. I mean, maybe I can do it. It's probably best for me to read this closer to the beginning of the year when I'm feeling motivated with my goals, but I have huge Spitball books I have to read, so we will see about that. I'm realizing now how much Cassidy has inspired this haul. She is the reason I'm reading the Spitball books. She is the reason I'm continuing on with Malice, and she's the reason I put these books on my wish list. Now, this is 2 books in a series. They do not match. I know that bothers a lot of people, but for some reason, that's not something that bothers me too much, and I actually do like this edition of the first book so much. This is After the Sun by Django Wexler, and I know that Cassidy and Mel have loved this. I've been hearing some good things about this. It's kind of like Star Wars based. I'm just going on their recommendation for this one, and I've heard that it's really accessible, which is great for me, and the sequel to that is Blood of the Chosen, which is also a nice addition. So maybe if I absolutely adore this series and the third book comes out this year, I believe, I will have 2 sets of different editions. I think this is the UK one. I'm not sure, but they're both pretty. Which one is your favorite? Let me know in the comments. So I co-host a book club that I should probably talk about more because I love everybody that I co-host with. We have so much fun with this book club. It is the Book Checkout Book Club, and I am actually hosting the live show in February for January's choice. It's bi-monthly, and we are reading The Long Way to a Small Angry Planet by Becky Chambers. I am the only one who's already read it. It's one of my favorite books. I am so nervous they're all gonna hate it, but that's okay because I know I'm in good company. I know a lot of people love that series, but I've only read the first book. I didn't own any of the other books in the series. I just never continued on with it. So I'm still waiting for, is it The Record of a Spaceborne Few? I actually think it's out for delivery today, but I needed to film this video. So the ones that I do have is A Closed and Common Orbit, which I think is the second book. I think A Record for a Spaceborne Few is a third, and then the last book is The Galaxy and the Ground Within. So I'm hoping that when I read The Long Way to a Small Angry Planet, I will be motivated to marathon this series, because the rest of the books in the series, they're not that big, and I know that I adore Becky Chambers, so I just need to do it. But now that I actually own them, there's a better chance I will. It's not guaranteed, but a better chance, and I'm excited to get the third book and to have the whole set together. It's gonna be really pretty. And then in a similar vein, The Bear and the Nightingale by Catherine Arden. One of my favorite books, talk about it all the time, have such good memories of that book. Never continued on with the series. I've been told the series gets better. I don't know how that's possible. Well, I do, because if you've read that book, the way that it ends, you really know it's setting up to be something special. Never owned the next books, never read them, have them now. Was really excited to finally get my hands on them. Again, different editions, so I don't know what that's about. Doesn't bother me though. The Girl in the Tower is the second book, and then the last book is The Winter of the Witch. And I would like to get to these sooner rather than later, because it's just like wintry vibes, but I do live in Northern Ontario, Canada, so we have winter till April. So I've got plenty of time. First up is the book that I plan to read as soon as I'm finished, The 13th Hour, and this is The Raven and the Reindeer by T. Kingfisher. I have to start the year with T. Kingfisher. It's just the way it is. Kate from Kate Coy has said that this is her favorite, and I really trust her opinion. We all love T. Kingfisher, and I love that this is Kate's favorite. I think this is a Snow Queen retelling, and that's all I need to know about it, and that Kate loves it, and then it's T. Kingfisher, so I know this is going to be a win for me. Speaking of the Book Checkout Book Club, we read Unconquerable Sun by Kate Elliott for Sarah's choice, and I absolutely love that book. So I want to try more by Kate Elliott, and I don't know anything about this. I think Sarah really liked this series, so I just grabbed put this on my wish list. The first book is called Court of Fives by Kate Elliott. The greatest danger is that she might win. Honestly, know nothing about this. If you've read this, tell me what this is about, because I'm just trusting Sarah on this one. I just want to read more Kate Elliott. On the 5 courts, everyone is equal and everyone is dangerous. I don't know, could be fun. I'm excited to try some of her fantasy. Victoria Lee is an author that has been recommended to me many times, and I finally decided to grab a copy of The Fever King by her. Again, not want to know anything about. I actually think that these are available on Kindle Unlimited, so if you're interested, I think that is on there, and I will hopefully get to this soon and review it for you. It says Refugee by Birth, Power by Infection, Magic by Science, and Victoria Lee wrote what's that? A Lesson for Vengeance that a lot of people read and loved, so I'm excited to try something by her. This next one comes highly recommended by Allie from the channel Allie Do Is Read, which is such a great put on words. I love her channel name, and this is one of her favorite books of the year, and it sounds like it's going to be my kind of weird horror. That's something that I really like, and it's a very specific genre, but I think this is going to fit that, and this is Mother Thing by Ainsley Hogarth. And I wasn't going to read you the back of any of these, but I have to for this one because it's just so good. It says, I see it now, the contours of a plan, a perfect food, or rather, a meal perfectly executed, which will revive that long-buried instinct in Ralph to be alive despite the shock of it, to stay alive despite the pain of it. A food, a flavor, offered once by his Mother Thing, to make suddenly being alive all right. I can revive that instinct. I can replicate that flavor. All I have to do is grab a few things first. So, if you're not intrigued, I don't know what to tell you. That just sounds so good, and I trust Allie on this one. This next one I kind of just came across randomly and put it on my wish list. I saw the author promoting it on Twitter, and it sounded really good. I love the cover of this, and that is The Lady or the Lion by Amna Qureshi, and it says there is nothing more sacred than blood. And I actually think this is like a YA historical romance that's been, I think it's indie published, and I think it's a duology, and the reviews on Goodreads are excellent. And I'm just really intrigued by it, so hopefully I can get to that soon and let you know my thoughts, because I don't think this is probably getting the attention that it deserves. I told you that another Olivia Atwater was coming up, and you probably could have guessed what book that is, but it's Half a Soul. And me, who fell in love with cozy fantasy last year, hasn't read Half a Soul. What is up with that? Everybody loves this. Even people that don't love cozy fantasy love this. I know that I like Olivia Atwater's writing now. I'm excited to try her most popular work. This could be the year where I really fall in love with Olivia Atwater and read everything that she's written. I could see that happening, but I'm just so excited to finally have this. Speaking of cozy, I have a cozy mystery here, a wintry one, Dead in Gondola by Anne Claire. This is a Christie Bookshop mystery. I don't know, it's a cozy mystery that looks like a good time. It takes place at a ski resort, which could be fun. I would like to have more books like this to break up some of the Swifto fantasies that I have to read, so I think that is going to be perfect for that. I have 2 books that were sent to me from the publisher, and the first one is While You Were Dreaming by Alicia Ray, who wrote the Modern Love series. I haven't read that yet, but that was a adult romance series. The first book is A Right Swipe. I'm sure you've seen them around, but this is her YA debut, and this is romance superstar Alicia Ray's YA debut, perfect for fans of Becky Bertali, follows a teen who must hide in plain sight after saving her crush's life. So, oh yeah, she's got like a superhero mask. I'm sure this is going to be really well done. So we're gonna end this haul on a high note with An Arc of Clytemnestra by Costanza Casati. And if you know me, you know I love Greek myth retellings. If you have read any of the Trojan War retellings, you know this character. She is a popular POV to hear from. I just read Electra last year and she had a POV in there, but I don't care. I find her fascinating. I could listen to her story being retold over and over again. And I know I said I wasn't gonna read the back of any of these, but I have to for this one. So it says, you are born to a king, but marry a tyrant. You stand helplessly as he sacrifices your child to placate the gods. You watch him wage war on a foreign shore and comfort yourself with violent thoughts of your own. You play the part, fooling enemies who deny you justice. Slowly, you plot. You're a Clytemnestra. But when your husband who owns you returns in triumph, what then? Acceptance or vengeance? Infamy follows both. So you bide your time and wait until you might force the god's hand and take revenge, until you rise, for you understood something that others don't. If power isn't given to you, you have to take it for yourself. So hopefully I get to that soon. I think both of these books come out in March, so that sounds incredible. I'm so excited about all these books. So grateful to my friends and family and to the publishers. If you have read any of these, I would love your thoughts on them. If you want me to do a reading vlog of any of those, I will surely try to do that. And I will talk to you again soon. Thanks for the support. Bye for now.